Hello positive readers, it's Positive Writer today with another video, and this video is going to be me setting up and organizing my bookshelf. I finally got a bookshelf. I have one on my bed, but I wanted a big one, full length, where I can put my books, because my desk is not a bookshelf. So I wanted someplace I could put my books, and just because the bookshelves are aesthetic and I wanted one. So I got one, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys how it's going to be to put it up today. I do not know how it's going to take. I've never set anything up before, so I was going to be like, But I'm very excited. I have my materials, I have the box, obviously, and all the stuff, and just going to be watching me do that today, and I hope you all enjoy it. So let's get this started. Cute head is in there. Filming for Vlogmas. Hello positive readers, it's Positive Writer today, and as you can see, the bookshelves are now finished. They are now not only up and decorated with some beautiful lights, but they also have all of the shelves done. And as done as they can be right now, because it's not like I have 1,000 books, but I think I decorated them in the best way that I could, and I cannot wait to show you guys all the things that are on them, why, and all of that right now. So without further ado, let's just get started with this. So right at the top, we have the mother-son shelf. This is my shelf of all the beautiful media that I have acquired that feature a pretty prevalent mother-son relationship. I am obsessed with media, with this type of relationship, and so I basically only consume media that has them, which does not show from the shelf. But the thing is, I consume so much that I actually don't own any of it. I have a lot of ebooks, and I've watched a lot of movies that I don't own and stuff like that. So I do have an Amazon wishlist if you would like to buy me some more books that will go up here if you'd like to. If not, you're cool, it's fine. But yeah, these are the books and movie that I have that, my favorite mom and son stuff. The first one is Bev Thomas's A Good Enough Mother, which was a great book. It was my favorite book almost of last year. This one is Never Have I Ever by Jocelyn Jackson, which was a great thriller that I read earlier this year or last year. I don't remember. The year has been going by so fast. I feel like it was last year. But anyway, it's a beautiful book. It was amazing. I really enjoyed myself. And then the next one was Loverboy by Victoria Redale, and I watched the movie of that first, but then I read the book, and it was immaculate. You know, both stories are absolutely immaculate. They're the same basically, but I just love the story so much. I could I don't know, drown in that story, and I just adored it. And yeah, it's one of my favorites on this list, and one of my favorite movies of the year too. So stay tuned for that video. And the next one is Gina Barriolt's The Sun, which is a great book, and it's not well known. I don't even know how I found this book, but I was on Goodreads one day and I just kind of saw it, and it is definitely going to be one of my favorite books of the year. I bought this from a secondhand bookshop, and I had to get a physical version. They don't even have an ebook, so I really love that book a lot, and I'm glad that I found it. in whatever backwoods area it was at. The next thing is just a movie, and I got it from I just got the movie, and it's already on for Christmas. I've never seen it. I hadn't even opened the package yet, but I got it because it's about a month in time, so one day I'll watch it. Anyway, though, let's move on. Moving on is my Red Queen shelf. This shelf is for all the things that I own that have anything to do with Red Queen, which is surprisingly a lot. As far as book merch goes, I think the book that I have the most merch for is probably the Throne of Glass series, because I used to get so many book boxes and so much other stuff because I love that series a lot. It's still like my favorite like fantasy series or like series ever. But yeah, this is like kind of the style for me, because all that stuff is kind of over there on my headboard bookshelf. But this shelf is for all the Victoria Aveyard Red Queen stuff that I require, because it's a lot and they're pretty and I love it. So right in the front we have Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard, which is the second book in the Red Queen series and my favorite book, so I love it a lot, and it had to be in the front. Red Queen is in the back, and these are both the collector's editions because these are the only books in the series and I had to get those. And then Broken Throne is in the back, which is the last book in the series, which is kind of like a series of novellas. It made me cry. I loved it. These all made me cry. Whatever. We have some artwork that was sent to me by somebody on Twitter that I do not talk to anymore, so I could not give you their ad. I'm sorry. But anyway, we have Mare and Maven, my ship Maven, from the series, and they're up here stunning because they are beautiful, and I love the artwork so much. I'm very grateful that I acquired it. And then we have, in the back, we have the Red Queen coloring book, which was gifted to me a couple years ago. I forgot by who, but whoever did it, I thank you so much. It was actually my last Vlogmas, which was in 2018. So thank you. These are mugs that I actually made myself. At my school, we had a graphic design program, and one of the assignments that we had every single year was to do mug presses, and we would kind of create our own designs, and we made them. And these are two designs that I created in 2018 again, back when I first started like really getting into Red Queen, and so that's why it's all from that year. But anyway, this one is a mug, and it says, I hate the ways they offend me. And obviously Maven Kalor said this because he's the only character in the series. And I really love them. I love this mug, and I love this other one too, which also says, "The truth is what I make it." And it's also obviously from Maven Kalor. And I just really like, I made these designs and I printed them myself, and it's kind of just like a really prideful thing to see these on here. Very proud of myself for making them, and it's a great addition to this beautiful shelf now. And I think this kind of deserves the shelf, because regardless of the fact that the series is kind of garbage, I love Maven forever, and the series had a big impact on my life, especially in 2018, so it deserves where it has. Moving on, the next shelf is my kind of favorites shelf, random kind of favorites shelf, because there is no like genre differentiation. There's just a whole bunch of books that I really like. And then my favorite duology in the world, with some of my favorite characters and ships in the world, is obviously in the front, Carve the Mark, and you can't see it, but it's The End and Other Beginnings by Veronica Ross is also back there, because she's my favorite author, but I didn't really like that book, so I put these in the front, obviously, because they take the cake for my favorite books of her. First we have Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, which is a thriller, and it's a great book. I definitely recommend it if you have not read it yet. Children of Bone and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, which is an also amazing book, and it's a fantasy novel, one of the best YA fantasy novels ever, and I really love it, and I need to finish the second book, but we're gonna get to that when we get to that shelf. The next book is Relentless by Dean Koontz, which is a thriller, and it was amazing. Domestic cyberpunk thriller about an author, actually, so definitely recommend that one too. Haven't heard anybody talk about it. I found it at my school, and I'm glad I read it. Next one is Those People by Louise Candlish, and I freaking loved this book. It was so funny. I had such of a fun time with it, and I honestly, like, I loved the experience. It was really fun, and I honestly probably will read it again. If you love like neighborhood thrillers that are kind of funny and also kind of terrifying, definitely read that one. I loved it. And the next one is Slay by Brittany Morris, who I met and interviewed last year. I went to her book signing, which I think was like my first official book signing. You can go watch the vlog and the interview on my channel if you want to. And it's a great book about a girl who basically created an entire video game with her friend who's like across the world. And it's kind of her two dual lives in her normal like her white high school, and then her kind of, you know what I'm saying, doing the game thing online when she goes home. The next book is The Wicked Deep by Shia Earnshaw, which was one of my favorite books of 2019, and out 18. Wow, it seems like time is going so fast, and I loved it so much. It was a great book about sirens, and I really enjoyed it, and You know, it was recommended to me by Mika August, and I'm so glad that I read it because somehow Siren books always are really, really good. I just really enjoyed myself with that one. Next one is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I will have a video coming soon, hopefully, about how great The Hunger Games is. I was a Divergent junkie back in the day. I still love them very much. And the thing is, I kind of just hated The Hunger Games because The Hunger Games was like, I guess its rival. Everybody compared them, so I was like, you know what I'm saying? Forget The Hunger Games. Divergent is more important, or whatever. But honestly, that was dumb. Because The Hunger Games is fire, and I love it so much, and I'm glad that I've read it now. The next one is The Red Labyrinth by Meredith Tate, which is an arc that I got from BookCon last year, and I love the book so much. It took me completely by surprise. I did not expect it to be this good, but it was amazing, and I enjoyed myself, and I need to get the second book if it's come out already. And obviously Carve the Mark and The Face Divide by Veronica Roth, which you can watch a whole bunch of videos about that because I made them. Back when I read it in like 2018, if you want to. They're like my favorite duology, and I love them and would protect those characters in my life, so. Moving on, here we have my TBR shelf. I have not read all of these books. I might have started some of them. I might plan to read some of them. I might not want to read some of them. But they have all not been read yet fully. The first one is The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. I definitely kind of plan to read that. Not really in the mood for it, so I'm not sure when. But I do plan to read it. Children of Virtue and Vengeance, which is by Tomi Adeyemi, which is the second book to Children of Bone and Bone, which I love so much. And I am loving that book. It's just taking me a minute to finish it because I'm sometimes not in a fantasy mood most of the time, which is why I'm not done with it. But I'm definitely like loving the story, and I can't wait to finish it. And the next one is The 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrell, which is something I got from BookCon last year. I don't really plan to read that. I tried to read the first chapter last year in a video, and it did not end well, so I don't know if I plan to read that ever. Bewitching by somebody Flynn. By Alex Flynn, another Alex. I got this book a while ago, probably like 4 years ago, from a teacher at school that like gave me a box of books. I still appreciate her so much. But anyway, she gave me that, and I never ever read it. It's like one of those paranormal romance things. I probably will not read it. The next book is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, which was gifted to me earlier this year by somebody who I have no idea who it is. They did not leave a name that I recognize on the note. But I really appreciate the book, and I definitely plan to read it because it has been on my TBR for a minute. I also got a good enough mother from this person, so thank you. The next one is The Winter's Kiss by Marie Rutowski, and I read the first and second books. The first book was pretty trash. The second book was great. I'm not sure when I'll get around to reading that one. The next one is Carols in Chaos by Sydney Antsey, and I love this author's writing. I've read Suitors and Sabotage by her, but I'm not like always in the mood for a type of romance or like a type of book like this, which is why I haven't read these other two. But I was gifted these by Michaela. I forgot her booktube name. It was in 2018. You can go watch that in my last Vlogmas. And so that those two books, Duels and Deception and Carols in Chaos by her, were gifted to me, and I'm not sure when I will read them. The next one is Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. I'm kind of like a quarter of the way through this, and I'm kind of just have a lot of stuff to do, so I'm not reading. But I definitely plan to read Catching Fire soon because I love Catching Fire, and so I just can't wait to read it. I love the series, so I will get around to it someday. The next one is Mind Games by, I do not know any of these authors, I'm so sorry, by Shauna Silver. Another book I got from BookCon that I do not know if I will read. I tried to read the first chapter again, and it just did not end well. The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh, which I also read the first chapter for, and I do not know when I will be reading it. It's like about vampires, and it came out last year, but I just kind of don't know if I'll read it. I want it in at BookCon, so thank you for BookCon giving me all these books, but I'm not sure when I will read them. The next one is Sword of Kagan, a Theonite War Story by M.L. Wang, which was sent to me by the author. And I don't know when I will be getting around to it either. I'm not even sure what year it was sent to me, so I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm not sure when I'll be getting to that. The next one, I guess I'll go on the bottom, which is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I'm not sure. I don't even know. Like, I can't see the name, it's like covered up. But that book I have not read yet. Tried to read it, it was kind of like boring, and I'm not always in the mood for random dense books. It's a gothic book, which I love, but I also am not always in the mood, so I have not read that yet. And on top of it is Self-Reliance by Ralph Waldo Emerson, which I adore so much, and I have not read the entire thing, but one of the essays was read out in class by my teacher, and I actually bought the book the same day that we read the essay because it kind of just touched me so much. I related to it so much, and it was some words that I like try to live by or whatever. I still think about it a lot, and so I had to get the entire essay collection of essays, and I will be reading that one day. Over there, I'm not sure if you can see, but there are bookmarks. I use like pieces of paper for my bookmarks because I don't have any actual bookmarks, and it works pretty well. And then over here to the far right, we have two movies, The Mummy and Spiderwick Chronicles, because I'm not sure where else to put them, and I've watched both of them many times, but I'm not sure where else to put them, so I just put them there. The last shelf is the bottom one, and it's my shelf for all my book boxes. I have gotten so many book boxes over the years, which mainly just 2018 because I was reading a lot of YA books, which are the books that are mostly put in book boxes. And so I have a lot of them that I don't know where to put, and so they're being there. I have not thrown any of them away because I'm pretty sure there's stuff in there that I have not taken out yet and might want one day. So I just kind of keep them but don't know where else to put them. So again, they're there. There's a Fairy Loot box, there is a Beacon book box, and there are two owl crates, a Flick the Wick, and a Fake crate. And so yeah, this one was one of the Kingdom of Ash boxes when that book was about to come out. Flick the Wick was a candle box, and I'm pretty sure it was mostly or all yeah, it was all Kingdom of Ash stuff back in that day, which was, you know, I have a whole bunch of videos for that series because I loved it, and I still do. But yeah, I used to be like fully obsessed, so I got both of those book boxes solely because they were thrown in glass. And then owl crates, the owl crates, one of them I didn't get on purpose. I like paid for it because I forgot to change, I forgot to cancel the subscription or whatever, and then got sent anyway, which was not something I wanted to happen, and I didn't end up really liking the box anyway, but it made for a pretty funny video, so I keep it there anyway. The Fairy Loot one had like all my favorite fantasy books ever in there. Like the Cool Prince was in there, the Cruel Prince was in there, Red Queen was in there, the Throne of Glass I'm pretty sure was in there. It was just a lot of books that I've read and really liked, so I had to get that box. And then the Beacon book box, I do not remember really at all. I'm pretty sure that was when I got Suitors and Sabotage by Sid Yancey, and so that's why that's there, because it was a pretty big box, and I still kind of probably have something in there that I might want one day, so it's there. You can't see it from where I was at, but I also have a calendar for 2021 on the side of the bookshelf that has a whole bunch of inspirational quotes, because that's how I live my life. I love good quotes, and so I wanted to get something that would really impact me and kind of help me throughout my days, instead of just a generic calendar. And that, my friends, concludes our bookshelf tour. I cannot believe I have a bookshelf that actually has stuff on it, or a bookshelf period that has lights or anything. I'm kind of really psyched for this. I didn't talk about it, but there's also a mirror here. But anyway, I just can't believe I have this now, and that I built it myself, and that it now is like a very nice addition to my room. It makes me feel really booktubey, and I've been waiting for a bookshelf for a really long time. So I'm very proud of it, and I'm very happy that I have it. But I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed watching me build it. I hope you enjoyed me talking about all the shelves, and I hope you just are excited about this as me. Because, let's face it, it's a beautiful shelf, and I love everything about it already. So I love you all. I hope you enjoyed this, like I just said. And, you know, I'm saying, leave any questions about the bookshelf or whatever in the comments. But I will talk to you guys later. So, peace out from me and my bookshelf.